Good morning, everybody. How are you? I just want to talk about polycystic ovarian syndrome for a moment while I'm waiting for the bus to go to my class. So how I healed my PCOS, really, it came down to this. When I was like 13 or maybe 12, when I first got my period, it was a great thing because it's like, oh, a woman gets her period, she's able to give birth, la 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 la. Then for like 2 years, I didn't get my period. And my grandfather was actually like, how can you not have your period? I mean, that's just not natural. My grandfather, out of all people. See, when I tell you guys I was close to my grandfather, I was so close to him. He was like my whole life. I was raised by my grandparents. So I didn't have my period. My grandfather thought something was wrong. I went to an endocrinologist. No, I talked to Dr. Bastani. He was my doctor. And basically, he's like, you might have PCOS. So I went to an OBGYN or an endocrinologist. I can't remember which one. I feel like it was an OBGYN, actually, the more I think about it. And they did some tests, and they found out that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. On top of those tests, because I had the facial hair, I was gaining weight, and I was doing so many sports, and I was tired, and I was just lethargic, and like I had all this acne, and it just like, and I just didn't know why, like if I was doing all the sports in the world, how I was like literally not still losing the weight. So to do the test that I had, to show that I had cysts in my ovaries, they first of all they did the hormone test with the blood work, which was really imbalanced, and then they also did like the cyst test, where you have to drink like 33 liters of 1 liter, which is like 33 ounces of water, or however the measurement is. I believe it was 33 ounces of water, and then you can't eat anything, so you have to fast the morning of, and you do an ultrasound. Now, at this time, I wasn't having sex, so they had to do an ultrasound outside of my body. It was so uncomfortable because you're so full of water, but the only way they can detect the cyst is on an empty stomach and full of water. So they press on your stomach, and basically they took all these tests. It took about like 30 minutes. My technician was really nice. I got the results back from that. The blood work was off. They probably already knew then. Then they saw the cysts, and I had all these cysts in my ovaries. So then on top of that, I was exercising and trying to do all these different things, and like nothing was working. So how I ended up like healing the PCOS was through eating like really like, first of all, I tried to like exercise and lose the weight naturally, and it just, and well, they put me on a medication called Sprintec or something like that, because they usually it's gonna be here in like 7 minutes. The bus will be here in like 7 minutes. Yeah, so they put me on like a medication called like Sprintec or something like that to balance your testosterone levels, and that made me feel really, really sick. And so on top of that, I stopped taking the medication. Like for years, I just didn't have my period for like 2 years. And I was like, this is great. And my friends are like, you don't have your period. And I was like, well, I don't have cramps or anything like that. So now today, when I have my period and I have cramps or whatever, I'm very grateful for it because I didn't have it for so long. So when I finally started taking my health more seriously, to the point that like when you're an adult, I had a very, very, very busy childhood, guys. Like very busy childhood. I was always tempted. That's the bus I take. I was always tempted to, like, I'm manifesting a car, but I love the bus. The CTA in Chicago is the shit. It gets you anywhere. I'm a city girl, so my bus is just right there. But I'm trying to do this video before it comes. So when I started taking care of my health and like really thinking about like, okay, what kind of do I want to take care of my depression, all these different things. That's when manifestation comes into play, because I was like, I need something is going to work out. Like I can't just not have my period. I can't keep gaining weight. I'm tired of having facial hair. Like I still have a lot of facial hair now, but I just have learned to like usually just shave my hair, and eventually I'm going to get laser and stuff like that. Ooh, the bus is almost coming, so I don't have a lot of time to talk. So long story short, I started eating healthier. One of my friends at the time told me about the blood type diet, and I started doing the blood type diet because I went vegan. That wasn't enough, because PCOS is a inflammatory disease, right? So you have cysts in your ovaries and your body gets inflamed. The cysts are like, of course the train's here. Cysts in your ovaries are like these little ball sacks full of fluid. So once I started eating healthier, getting rid of stress, and like really not eating dairy and cheese and stuff like that made me feel bad. I think maybe in like 4 years, it just my cyst went away because I went to the doctor. I got really good insurance, like in 2016 or 17. 2016 or 17, I got really good insurance. I went to the doctor. They did an ultrasound on me. I had no cysts on my ovaries anymore. And I really accredit that to my diet and to healthier eating and to not being stressed and exercising. And to this day, I don't do a lot of dairy. I don't do cheese. Like, I'll do it on occasion if it's like something that someone is serving me, but I won't have it on I don't have any cheese in my house. I don't have any dairy in my house. I do oat milk or plant-based milk. If I do cheese, like, I don't do it. There are even certain foods, like, I had to learn through the blood type diet, which really helped, which my friends grandmother at the time, because she was Adventist, and Adventist people like eat very healthy. They're some of the most long-living people in the United States, and in the world actually. But she introduced me to the plant-based diet, so it also helped me to understand like acidic levels when it comes to food. So for example, like peppers have to be cooked a certain way for me to not feel bad. But now that I'm so far on my journey, like I don't have to watch my food so much. So even though like the cyst went away, I still wasn't getting my period regularly. So my period started to come like, oh, that dog's so cute in that car. So my period was first of all like once every like 6 months, and then it was once every like 3 months, and then it was once every like 2 months, and then it was like once every other month for like maybe a year. And then when my body started to heal and the diet changed and exercise, incorporating the diet and all that stuff, my period came regularly. And now to the point that like I'm on an app and it comes right on time. Like sometimes the cycle is very long if I'm not exercising enough or I've had too much dairy or whatever. But it really does come on time, and I healed it naturally. And I think that if you need to get on medication, that's fine. Also, I know they wanted me to be on metformin because I tried that. All that stuff made me feel sick because I've never really taken meds except for my clinical depression. I just take a small, I take a 1 or 2 pills of Lexapro, which is, I can't remember the generic name for it. But that's just my journey with PCOS, and I really want to help ladies with this because I know a lot of people are struggling with it. I'm a fitness instructor. I eat healthy because I just know my body is functioning so much better now, and I healed my PCOS naturally. So if you ever want to talk about it, I'm going to create a program about it, but I'm also going to I'm here to talk to you guys about it. So the bus is here, so I got to go.